Welcome to Top 10's Box. Today we've listed the 10 most complex films ever written 2025 so far, so let's get started. Heretic is at the 10th place of our list. Heretic is a 2024 American psychological horror thriller written and directed by the acclaimed filmmaking duo Scott Beck and Brian Woods. It premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival on September 8, 2024, before being theatrically released by A24 in the USA on November 8, 2024. Centered on two young Mormon missionaries, Sophie Thatcher as Sister Barnes and Chloe East as Sister Paxton, who knock on the wrong door. They enter the home of the enigmatic Mr. Reed, chillingly portrayed by Hugh Grant. Grant's character slowly dismantles their faith through intellectual theology before the situation devolves into a tense cat and mouse game, blending cerebral horror with visceral thrills. The film, running about 110 minutes, also features Topher Grace in a supporting role, earned critical praise especially for Grant's sinister, against-type performance, and grossed nearly $60 million worldwide. A Different Man is at the 9th place of our list. A Different Man is a 2024 American psychological dark comedy written and directed by Aaron Schimberg. It premiered at the Sundance Film Festival on January 21, 2024, and later screened in competition at the Berlin International Film Festival on February 16, 2024, where lead actor Sebastian Stan won the Silver Bear for Best Leading Performance. The film was theatrically released in the US on September 20, 2024, by A24. It follows Edward, an actor with neurofibromatosis who undergoes an experimental facial reconstructive treatment and assumes a new identity, only to be psychologically upended by the emergence of Oswald, a charismatic figure who resembles his former self, and Ingrid, his neighbor turned playwright. The movie blends satirical wit and haunting introspection, running approximately 112 minutes, and earned acclaim for its performances, screenplay, makeup work, and Stan's transformative turn. Speak No Evil is at the 8th place of our list. Speak No Evil is a 2024 American psychological horror thriller in English-language remake written and directed by James Watkins, who adapts the original 2022 Danish script by Christian and Mads Tafdrup. Produced by Blumhouse and Universal, it premiered at the DGA Theater in New York City on September 9, 2024, before opening in USA theaters on September 13, 2024. The film stars James McAvoy as the unnerving host Patty, alongside Mackenzie Davis and Scoot McNairy as the American couple Louise and Ben Dalton, with Aisling Franciosi, Alex West Leffler, and Dan Hoff rounding out the ensemble. Centered on the Daltons' weekend getaway that spirals into psychological manipulation and violence, the movie runs approximately 110 minutes, was produced on a $15 million budget, and grossed over $77 million worldwide. Critics praised McAvoy's chilling performance for injecting sick suspense into the remake, making it the rare remake that hushes up concerns of been there, done that. Inhabitants is at the 7th place of our list. Inhabitants is a 2025 American supernatural horror film written and directed by Matt McClung in his feature debut. The film was released on February 14, 2025, and is distributed by Gravitas Ventures. It stars Anna Jacoby Heron as Olivia, a young woman with New Age beliefs, Josh Andres Rivera as Francis, her lapsed Catholic boyfriend, Kevin Nealon as Denny, Olivia's boss at a crystal healing shop, and Anna Author as Lillian, Francis's devout mother. The story follows Olivia and Francis as they move in together, only to be haunted by the vengeful ghost of Francis's childhood youth minister, Vernon. As Francis suffers from night terrors and sleepwalking episodes, Olivia investigates his past and discovers disturbing events at a Christian retreat, leading her to question whether they are being haunted or if Francis is experiencing psychosis. The Surfer is at the 6th place of our list. The Surfer is a 2024 psychological thriller directed by Irish filmmaker Lorcan Finnegan, known for his work on Vivarium. The film was written by Thomas Martin and stars Nicolas Cage in a role that has been described as a gloriously demented B-movie thriller. The story follows a man, known only as the Surfer, who returns to his childhood beach in Australia with his son, hoping to reconnect and relive his past. However, their plans are thwarted by a group of aggressive locals who claim ownership of the beach and its waves, leading to escalating tensions. The film explores themes of identity, masculinity, and the human psyche, with Cage delivering a performance that critics have noted for its intensity and eccentricity. The Surfer premiered at the 77th Cannes Film Festival in May 2024 and was released theatrically in the United States on May 2, 2025. It has received a mix of critical acclaim and audience reactions, with some praising Cage's performance and the film's atmospheric tension, while others found its narrative to be challenging. Jagged Mind is at the 5th place of our list. Jagged Mind is a 2023 American psychological horror thriller directed by Kelly Callie and written by Allison Morgan. The film stars Maisie Richardson Sellers as Billy, a woman who begins experiencing blackouts and strange visions after starting a relationship with the mysterious Alex, portrayed by Shannon Woodward. As Billy navigates these unsettling experiences, she discovers she is trapped in a series of time loops, leading her to question the true nature of her relationship and her own reality. The film premiered at the American Black Film Festival on June 14, 2023, and was released on Hulu in the United States on June 15, 2023, with international distribution via Disney Plus through the Star Content Hub. Developed by 20th Digital Studio and Palabra Productions, Jagged Mind explores themes of memory, identity, and the complexities of intimate relationships. Dream Scenario is at the 4th place of our list. Dream Scenario is a 2023 satirical comedy drama film directed, written, and edited by Norwegian filmmaker Kristoffer Borgli. The film stars Nicolas Cage as Paul Matthews, a mild-mannered evolutionary biology professor who unexpectedly becomes a global sensation when people begin seeing him in their dreams. As his dream appearances escalate, Paul's life spirals into chaos, leading him to confront the surreal consequences of his newfound fame. The film premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival on September 9, 2023, and was released in USA theaters by A24 on November 10, 2023. Produced by Ari Aster and Lars Knudsen, the film also features performances by Julianne Nicholson, Michael Cera, Tim Meadows, and Dylan Gelula. Critics have praised Cage's performance and Borgli's exploration of themes related to fame and identity. Parallel is at the 3rd place of our list. Parallel is a 2024 American science fiction thriller directed by Kara Shahari. The film was released in the United States on February 23, 2024, by Vertical Entertainment. It stars Danielle Deadwyler as Vanessa, a woman grieving the loss of her child, who discovers the existence of parallel universes and encounters alternate versions of herself. The screenplay was co-written by Aldous Hodge, Edwin Hodge, and Jonathan Kesey. The film is a remake of the 2019 Chinese film Parallel Forest directed by Lei Zhang. Parallel explores themes of grief, identity, and the multiverse, focusing on Vanessa's emotional journey as she navigates between different realities. The film has received a mix of reviews, with some praising the performances and the exploration of complex themes, while others noted its low-budget production values. Ash is at the 2nd place of our list. Ash is a 2025 American science fiction horror film directed by Flying Lotus in his 2nd feature film after Cuso. The screenplay was written by Johnny Remler, and the film stars Isa Gonzalez as astronaut Ria Ortiz, who awakens on a mysterious planet to find her crew dead and her memory fragmented. Aaron Paul portrays Brian, a fellow astronaut who arrives to rescue her, while Eiko Weiss, Beulah Cole, Kate Elliott, and Flying Lotus himself also feature in supporting roles. The film had its world premiere at the South by Southwest Film Festival on March 11, 2025, and was released theatrically in the United States on March 21, 2025. Set in a desolate space station, Ash delves into themes of memory, identity, and trust as Ria navigates a nightmarish environment filled with psychological and physical terror. The film has received generally positive reviews, with critics praising its atmosphere, visual style, and performances. Zachary Lee of RogerEbert.com described it as a B-movie operating at the highest levels of craftsmanship, intrigue, and performance, while Katie Rife of IndieWire called it a freaky, immersive horror film that rewards patience with surreal, nightmarish payoffs. The Shrouds is at the top of our list. The Shrouds is a 2024 Canadian-French science fiction horror film directed and written by David Cronenberg. The film stars Vincent Cassel as Karsh, a businessman who, after the death of his wife, invents grave tech, a technology that allows the living to monitor the decomposition of the dead through high-tech shrouds. Diane Kruger portrays multiple roles, including Karsha's late wife and her sister, while Guy Pearce plays a conspiracy theorist involved in the unfolding events. The film had its world premiere at the 2024 Cannes Film Festival and was released in France on April 30, 2025. It explores themes of grief, technology, and the commodification of mourning, blending body horror with a techno-thriller narrative. The Shrouds has received mixed reviews, with some praising its thematic depth and performances, while others critique its narrative complexity and pacing. We have come to the end of the video. Do not forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next video.